The following contains graphic and violent content as well as some foul language that I do not feel like censoring since I feel it would ruin the content itself. If you are sensitive towards these things, I apologize, and please skip to the next video in Friendship is Terror or watch the previous video before this. Our next act in the Carnival of Terror, my top 5 favorite slasher villains. Fiendish killers from across the world with body counts in the hundreds, maybe even thousands. Slayers and killers that fill viewers with the brim with fright, who stand amongst them all. Gaze upon the world as we look inside the darkness of their minds and their brutality.
'Cause there's a killer on the run.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Giles Leary has had an interesting outing when it comes to the world of slash villains, hasn't he? Born a murderer, possessing a killer doll, Chucky is based on the natural fear of the uncanny valley. Many people are afraid of dolls, looking at them, and feel like they are staring at them all the time. And because Chucky is an actual killer-possessed doll, it's easy to see why some people would find him absolutely terrifying. His whole thing is he wants to possess the nearest body so he can become human again before his clock runs out. However, obstacles and most of the time his own incompetence gets in his way. His body count also isn't that very creative in the grand scheme of things. Very basic stabbings, very basic slashes. He does get creative from time to time, like when he puts a toy hammer in a girl's eye and pushes her out the window. While the first Child's Play is very well done, he gets really campy really fast.
Shit.
Hi, I'm Tommy.
Shut up, you idiot.
I'd like to be hugged. 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 I'd like to be hugged.
Hug
I'd like
this.
To be hugged. I'd like to be hugged. I'd like to be hugged. I'd like.
Yeah, but he has an amazingly fun personality, thanks to no small part from his voice actor, Brad Dourif, clearly having the time of his life, even when the series gets at its campiest. However, dear viewer, you should still beware, because not all toys are playful.
As a doll, I'm fucking infamous. I'm one of the most notorious slashers in history, and I don't want to give that up. I am Chucky, the killer doll, and I dig it!
Do you go out with friends?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Portrayed frightfully by Anthony Perkins, Norman Bates has one of the most iconic horror scenes of all time. Admitted, you even get chills whenever his theme song plays. Norman Hull's deal is that he is, very attached to his mother.
Wouldn't it be better if you put her someplace?
You mean an institution? A madhouse?
And I mean very attached to his mother.
They're probably watching me. Well, let them. Let them see what kind of a person I am. I'm not even gonna swat that fly. I hope they are watching. They'll see. They'll see and they'll know. And they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
The thing about Norman is his calm demeanor, his twisted mind as he gazes upon the audience and the residents of his hotel. Add the fact that he's also based on a real-life serial killer, Ed Gein, which adds an extra layer of creepy on top of things. He has a twisted mind, a twisted heart. What else but you can call Norman except psycho?
It's not as if she were a maniac, a raving thing. She just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes.
think this next clip I'm about to show you will explain Michael Myers better than I ever could in my wildest dreams.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong. I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up, because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
I really don't even need to be here right now. I could just stop this video right now and move to the next number, because Michael Myers is summed up perfectly right there. However, I guess I could explain why he's on the list. He's probably the cruelest slasher. He's an animal, basically. He survives on killing and killing alone. Who can ever forget the first kill he's ever done with the creepy ambiance and, of course, the amazing sun, and basically has become an icon in and of itself. Of course, like with most slashers, he does get a little silly. However, it leads to one of the funniest kills ever put in a horror movie. Now, he does something amazing. He gets a gun. Now, what does he do with it? He impales his victims. That is downright horrifying, but absolutely hilarious. The next thing is his silence. Many consider Michael to be the forefather of the slasher villain. Silent, creepy, with an unquenchable thirst for blood. It's hard not to see that either. Beware on All Hallows Eve when he arrives, for the shape spares no one.
This is it, Jennifer. Your big breaking TV. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Now, this probably is the most surprising entry on this list. Not the fact that he's on the list. I mean, it's a given since A Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite movie. But the fact that he's not number 1. He is my favorite slasher of all time and played masterfully by Robert Englund. But Freddy as a slasher got unbelievably campy very quick. But, well, even at his campiest, he can still pull off some very terrifying ideas. For example, his leitmotif. Freddy's whole thing is that he can kill you in your sleep. You can't outrun Freddy Krueger. You can't hide from Freddy Krueger. He will find you because you are in his realm. And he'll do whatever he pleases to you. He'll let you run, but he's also going to laugh at you and become one of the icons of dark comedy.
In the name of Lorik, Prince of Elves, demon be gone!
Sorry, kid. I don't believe in fairy tales.
Even worse is what we learn about him. Like with Michael before, we learn he's always been evil. A child killer who just got out of the technicality and the parents just burned him alive because they feel like it's the only way to protect his kids from this monster. With a killer glove and a killer heart, there's only one word to describe this slasher. A living nightmare.
I'll see you in hell. Tell him Freddy sent you.
start here? Well, if Michael Myers is the originator of the slasher film, Jason is the innovator. No matter how silly his movies get, Jason is still a constant threat and a terrifying being, who also spawned probably the most iconic horror image of all time, the infamous hockey mask, which did not appear until part 3 of the Friday the 13th franchise, which adds another thing to it. Jason's popularity at its peak came from a horror sequel. Basically, what is considered a death curse on horror movies created an icon. So, why is he number 1 and why is he my favorite slasher villain? Simple. He has sympathy. With every other entry on this list, as well as about 99.9% of other slasher films, you don't feel sorry for them. They're mindless killers who only care about their own self-worth and destruction. They feed on killing or just do it because for kicks. With Jason, it all begins with his mother. Pamela Voorhees saw her son drown and became a serial killer to ward off campers so that others may not share her son's fate. It doesn't make her right, but she's clearly out of her mind as well. Played masterfully by Betsy Palmer, by the way, God bless her soul. However, Mommy gets axed off, and turns out Jason didn't die. And he saw it. So, this child saw his mother get killed, nearly drowned, has no mental problems, so he sees his mother doing things like killing and stuff, and so it's all he knows. It's hard not to feel sorry for him, isn't it? And that's horrifying. We feel sorry for the slasher villain with the highest body count in slasher history. And probably some of the most inventive kills, too, that go to plain yet satisfying.
Fuck you both!
To unbelievably creative. Not to mention his pop cultural status led to something amazing. While Michael Myers got a really good cameo, a really good DLC appearance in Dead by Daylight, which I do recommend because it's kind of basically living in your own horror movie with custom-made slasher villains instead of, well, actual slasher villains. Jason had an entire game dedicated to just him and him alone. Not only that, it's actually pretty decent. I actually play it in my spare time once in a while. It's not great, but it's not that bad either. With an iconic look, iconic kills, and an iconic power, never forget the death curse of Camp Crystal Lake. Next time, it's more non-pony material, and I got good news! We're going to be taking a break from the carnival for a little while. We're going out to get some pizza! I know a great restaurant. Admittedly, it's for kids, but what could possibly go wrong?